Hello, my name is Jamie Sawatsky and I'm a history teacher at Rocky Run Middle School in Chantilly, Virginia. I want to take this opportunity to tell you about the 2012 teaching residency program that I had the great fortune to participate in at Duxford, England. The following pictures and slides will tell you a little bit about the program and what we did over the summer. There were 10 teachers that traveled from America, 4 from the state of Virginia, 1 from New York City, 1 from Kansas, and 4 from Washington. We traveled to near Cambridge, England, as shown here on the map, where we were joined by 4 British educators. And our goal was to work together to create curriculum materials for the American Air Museum, which is based in Duxford, England. And we were also going to run a camp for British students who are going to be learning about World War II. Here's a picture of the American Air Museum at Duxford, England. This museum has won numerous awards for its design, and it opened in 1997 and was rededicated in 2002 and attended by President George H.W. Bush as well as Prince Charles. You can see a map of the Duxford campus here. Notice that there are multiple museums on site. The American Air Museum is number 7, but there are actually 8 museums there. The Duxford campus is also a working runway that you can kind of see here. It's the home of the most Spitfires in the world, and you'll also see B-17s fly out of here and many other World War II era aircraft. I had the good fortune to fly on the plane that you see here. It's called the Dragon Rapide. It's a 1935 passenger airliner, and it was quite an adventure to fly on this one. You can look and see how the nose points directly up almost, and so when you're taking off you already feel like you're in the sky before the wheels even lift off the ground. Here's a view of the Duxford campus from above. A very smooth flight. The picture that you see here is of the Memphis Belle. The Memphis Belle is not the original Memphis Belle, but this is the one that was used in the Hollywood movie. The original Memphis Belle, I think, is in St. Louis or something, but the Memphis Belle, as you may know, is the first plane to successfully complete 25 missions in 1943. While we were in Cambridge, we also had the opportunity to leave and go down to London to see some World War II sites, including St. Paul's Cathedral, which was bombed extensively during World War II and the Blitz, but it never fell. We also went to the Chislehurst Caves, where a lot of people went to avoid the bombs in eastern London. And we were lucky enough to be there when the Olympics were going on, and while we didn't see any events, we did get an opportunity to be part of the Olympic spirit. We also traveled to the American Cemetery at Cambridge, which is the final resting place for over 3,000 airmen, and also on a listing of the wall, more than 5,000 missing in action who were never found. We got to go on a tour with Arthur Brooks, an expert on the cemetery, and he was an excellent speaker and really helped us to understand the sacrifices that were made. On the wall of the memorial you see some bombers and fighter planes and some religious symbolism, and certainly a very moving experience. Later we went down to Dover, where we were at Dover Castle, but we also got to see the White Cliffs of Dover. And as many of you may know, we also, at Dover, was the closest place to Dunkirk and the evacuation from Dunkirk in June of 1940. And they have an excellent exhibit at Dover about the evacuation at Dunkirk. While we were there, we got to receive lessons from many different people who talked about the prisoner of war experience, simulators, people who have had all sorts of experiences in studying World War II. One of the people we met was experienced and at uniform collections, and the museum houses over 15,000 uniforms from World War II on. While we were there, we got to meet a few folks who are survivors of World War II. The gentleman that you see pictured there was a tailgunner on the Lancaster bomber. He successfully got through 60 missions, 60 official missions, and as he pointed out, there were 3 or 4 that were not considered official because the camera malfunctioned, and apparently on the Lancaster bombing runs it was not official unless you took a picture of the target. We did make some social occasions, and one of them was to the Eagle Pub, which is located in Cambridge, and within the Eagle Pub is a famous place where people from the RAF and from the American from the Army 8th went to relax together, and on the wall and on the ceiling you'll see the names and other things burned into the wall using lighters by the airmen who climbed on each other's shoulders to burn an imprint on the wall, and it's still there almost 70 years later. The highlight, of course, was the American Air Museum summer camp, which you see here, us working with some students on a variety of things, all focused on the experience of American airmen in World War II. The picture that you see here shows some of the kids that we're working with. Notice the dog tags that they received at the beginning of the week. They also received identification cards of real people who served in World War II. And as we learned about B-17 bombers and P-51 Mustangs, they learned to identify with those people. We really got to get up close and personal with the planes. Unlike